And one, there we go. We have all three platforms here. So, hello, once again, one and all, on another beautiful or very cold Sunday here in Melbourne, I should say, for another episode of the Hard Rock Show. I'm Andrew.
I'm Jody.
I'm Dave.
Tim.
Nicky.
So much for working it out that we do things via order of login, but that's come around.
Dave jumped into the silence.
Yeah, there was a bit of a silence there, so we're grateful for Dave for filling the void there for a moment for us all.
That's my job.
We're here with another episode. Tonight we're going to be talking about the latest releases from Flotsam And Jetsam, Red Fang, and we got sent a submission by a band overseas called Boneyard, so we're going to talk about that one in a bit. We'll have a hot topic as well, a gig guide in just a minute, but make sure you're following us. All of our details are in the description of this. A like, follow, subscribe, like everyone gets you to do, whether you're watching live now, watching repeat later on, or tuning into the audio, whatever it is. Get involved, follow us, all those usual things, and check out our sponsors too. Their details, just like ours, are in the description. So a big thank you to Squidding, Screen Printing, Alt Cult, and Rockstar Finance, as always. Check them out, give them a follow, all the usual things too. If you want to help us directly, check out our Patreon page, which will be getting a bit of a revamp very shortly, but also we have a PayPal link in there too if you just want to do a one-off kind of thing as well. We've already got some regulars jumping in. Sally's come in to say hello.
Yes,
so
sir.
hello, Sally. Thank you for joining us once again. Nice to have you with us. I think the last time we were live was Nicky and I were chatting. And Nicky asked before if I've recovered from that. Yes, I've quite recovered. So hopefully everyone enjoyed that little chat. I got a nice message from some people about that one, actually. So that was pretty cool. It seemed to go.
Oh, I didn't.
Well, there you go. There are some perks to being the boss, I guess, Nicky.
Oh, that's true. Yes, honey.
I was waiting for that. Another regular Nudes jumped in to say hi, people. So very nice to have you here, Nudes. Thanks for jumping in and joining us tonight. But yeah, we will get to it all very, very shortly. But first of all, let's do the rounds. Tim, how you going this week?
Yeah, pretty good actually. I think last week kind of knocked everybody about.
Yeah,
a little bit, so we're all kind of, but just taking it as it comes. Hopefully, can get back to normal soon.
Yep.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not much else we can do at the moment.
No, not a lot else. Everything's been sort of put on hold for a little bit.
Yeah.
What about you, Nicky? How are you going?
I'm Suki. I'm over lockdown. I think living by yourself just really fucking sucks, quite honestly. But lucky I've got you, Andrew. You and our video chats.
Well, we're going to be back again with Tuesday with you as well. So if everything goes to plan.
We'll talk to someone. Hopefully, the person we've got lined up. I'll pull something out of my ass.
Yeah, we'll work it out. Yes, it'll be good either way. How about you, Dave? How are you going? Still in lockdown blues as well, or are you sort of just keep on keeping?
Yeah, I got the lockdown blues. It's shit, but it's necessary. My daughter had her 10th birthday, second in a row in actual lockdown, which sucks. Being her 10th birthday, we couldn't do anything really special, but we'll make it up to her. But it just sucks. She only turns 10 once, which apart from that, I'm still working, which is cool, which is lucky, I guess. So it breaks up the days, but it's not so much the lockdown itself, it's the fucked up attitudes people have towards it. And all the bickering and arguing. It's just like, fuck this, I'm staying on social media for a while. Get on there, post some music, and then just jump off. I'm not reading the comments, not into it anymore. Apart from that, playing lots of guitar, playing Nintendo Switch with the kids, listening to music. Yeah, just trying to stay occupied. Keep busy, watching wrestling. I saw AEW's Double or Nothing. That was fucking insane.
That was great, wasn't it?
That was a fantastic pay-per-view. At 4 hours, and Sting, 62 years old, it was amazing. And main event was cool. The Stadium Stampede was awesome. Just there wasn't a dud moment in the whole thing. It was just quality.
No, there wasn't. And the Bucks and Moxley and Eddie Kingston was awesome.
There was quite a few holy shit moments. Just like, Jesus Christ, how's he getting up from that?
Yeah, Adam Page and Brian Cage was also pretty awesome as well.
And Darby getting thrown into the audience.
Yeah,
it's like
that was insane.
Yeah,
Sting taking a suplex on the ramp at 62 years old.
Yeah, before the match even starts, and then doing that high risk jump, and then they get in the match, and he actually is like 20 years younger. Like shit.
Yeah, the way they got into the death drop too, with like the cutter, the sting catching was awesome. I love that.
Yeah.
And,
Nicky, I'm
Sorry,
feeling
Nicky.
Listening to you guys talk about wrestling is like listening to Andrew talk about production. You may as well be talking. You may as well be talking fucking Japanese.
you know what, too? I remember I was watching Britt Baker and Sheeta, thinking like, this match is peaked. This needs to end now. They went straight to the finish. It was so well timed.
Yeah.
I love you guys.
Okay, we'll shut up about wrestling.
All right, so yeah, no gig guide tonight. See ya.
There you go. It's just where it's heading, isn't it? Oh wow.
10 toes up.
Right. Okay. Cool. On that note, Michael is saying hey to everyone. Say hey, Michael.
Hey.
Sally's jumped in to go. Yep, both the girls' faces. So there we go. We're getting
Like, oh my god.
yeah. It's funny because I want to catch up with it, but I haven't got time yet. So I will watch it later on. But I'll do that obviously without you watching.
Yeah,
it
when I'm in
because-
bed.
Yeah, when you're in
We
bed.
don't
That'll be
need to watch it anymore. You know, some old geezer at 62 age did a suplex, and there was Ron Rage and Ron Page and Ron Cage. You fucking all up to date now.
You got it. I'm paying attention.
You got it.
I
Yeah,
thought
no.
Tim had the comment the night before. We're getting some competition going on now, so that's all right. I think, well, how are you going?
Oh, same as last week. Yay, lockdown. Heaps of Netflix.
If you looked at your Netflix account, you'd see what I've been doing for the whole weekend.
Okay, what we should do is pull it up on the phone now.
No.
I've got no shame. I don't care. But you'll see how many hours I've spent in front of the idiot box this weekend.
That's all right.
Well, that's pretty much it. Me.
Yeah.
It's, yeah. I mean, as you said before, Dave, thank God I'm still working because, God, it would be just horrible if I didn't actually get the chance to have a break.
Yeah. Caesar's losing his mind or something, so he's in lockdown blues as well at the moment, it seems like.
Yeah, he's barking at the clouds.
Yeah. No, for me, I'm lucky. I'm working the day job, did some overtime on the weekend as well, believe it or not, and been keeping busy doing editing and prepping for this sort of stuff. So I'm not really noticing it much. I've deliberately stayed away from social media more this time around because it is just painful to fucking have the comments going on with it and watching the press conference and all. And I just, fuck it. I'm just focusing on what I can control, getting some new comments, new content going. And I've got a comment here from a good friend of ours, Terry. Up
Hey,
north.
Tez.
Hey, Tez. Good to see you here with us tonight.
Cheers.
Yeah. Hopefully you're enjoying our nonsense here tonight. But yeah, we've just been keeping ourselves as busy as we can without doing anything much online. So that's basically what it's come down to, and it's working better this time around. The more you switch off from that sort of stuff, if it's getting to you, just the general advice is switch off and catch up with what you need to know, and then get off again. Terry's gone, miss you. Yeah, we miss you too. We should hopefully when lockdown's all said and done, we can catch up again as well. That'd be good.
We'll be up there for another awesome long weekend.
Yeah, if we can make that happen.
And everybody needs to get off, Andrew. Wise words indeed.
Everyone needs to get off. I agree.
Here we go.
Tim.
Yep, there we go. Everyone get off. Let's see if we can make that happen now. So without any further ado, let's kick things off, Nikki. You know what to do next. Try and get everyone off with this.
All right, we are going to have a crack at the gig guide. So we are looking forward to telling you what is on and about in the next few weeks. But as always, COVID is a bitch. Just keep your eyes on the event pages and the band pages of the gigs we announce. Just make sure you're staying up to date with what's going on. Over to you, my beautiful girl, Jodes.
Well, kicking it off on Saturday, June the 12th at Stay Gold is Metal United Down Under with Temtris, Demonhead, Katana, Cartel, Rawtism, and more, hopefully.
Hopefully. More on that on Tuesday, I think. Yeah.
Yes, indeedy. Friday, June the 18th at Mr. Boogeyman Bar, we've got Top Turnbuckle, Rawtism, and Leaky Cat. It's better than a fucked up dog, I suppose.
I suppose.
Oh, well.
On Friday, June the 25th at Shoppingtown Hotel, Carly Jewell, Fight the Sun, Assassins, and The Reason Why. Cool. So there goes your theory that they weren't going to be doing any more. Carly Jewell wasn't doing any more gigs.
Oh, I don't know. I think it's later on. I don't know. Anyway, I'm not sure.
That'll be a corker. Get to it. Might be the last one for a while, it might not be, but don't miss
Might
it.
not even happen at all, so we'll see what happens.
Speaking of corker of gigs, we've got another one. Friday, July the 3rd, A Whole Lot of Love. Frankenbach. Fucking yeah. Rattleback and Red Peril. Red Peril.
Yeah.
Very red.
on a side note here, before Jody goes on to the next one, we had Frankenbach at one of our Whole Lot of Love events, and fuck, they killed that.
Yeah,
They did. That was insane.
And
On
they
Friday-
had their little ones there wearing Frankenbach merch. It was like
Yeah.
overly and geeky stuff.
All right. Friday, July the 12th at Max Watts, King Parrot are playing to celebrate 10 years as a band
Mhm.
together rather than, not a band.
Great promo here. Everyone's dying to get to these gigs right now.
Totally.
Just to the big one. Hang on, the big O, Orpheus Omega. I can't make it work. Oh, God, I need to get off. The big O, Orpheus Omega and Triple Kill, Friday, July 16th at Stay Gold. 10th anniversary of Bleed the Way. You know you fucking need to watch that, so just get there. If you want to see Nikki get off, be at that gig.
Oh, yeah, that'll happen.
Exactly.
Yep.
On Saturday, July the 24th at Mr. Boogeyman Bar, Virgin Soldiers and Dirty Rats as part of the We Ain't Dead Yet tour.
Yeah.
What's with the Boogeyman Bar? We've got Dirty Rats and Leaking Cats. Next we'll be having Neighbourhood Spats. Maybe some race that.
Okay, Nikki.
I don't know where this is coming from. Someone stop me.
Neither do I.
Saturday, September 4th, Hell on the Bay 8. Waiting on more info, but spread the word because you're in hell right now.
Maybe it happened.
Yeah. Well, by then we should hopefully be okay. We'll see what happens.
We'll see. But also, Screaming Jets are playing Young Services Club in South Morang as part of their All for One 30th anniversary tour. 30 years.
Yep.
Far out.
And that's right out our side of the woods, so
Yeah, South
that'll
Morang's
be cool.
just like next door.
Mm.
Giddy up. So I'm staying at your house that night.
Of course.
Definitely, my lovely.
Yay, thanks, lovely. With my bed buddies.
Oh, yeah. Caesar's like, hang on a second, I'll go make the bed.
Yeah.
He's just walked
He's
out.
walked out.
Oh, little bed buddy. Saturday, September 18, because even though I've got new glasses, I should have put them on. No, not a word of a lie. Anywho's, 18th of September, the Indigo Hotel. Stalker from New Zealand are here on the Black Magic Terror Australian tour. You don't want to miss that.
Definitely.
Yep.
Now, as always,
Yep.
lineups and events are subject to change, so keep up to date with those that interest you via the Facebook pages, etc., etc. Pretty
Yep.
much, but yeah, good luck. It's lockdown, so hey, who knows what's going to happen? But fingers crossed.
All the links for these events are also in the description of this episode tonight too. So if you want to go and check out those, they're there for you to follow and keep up to date with everything going on there as well. Got an interesting one here. Michael Gow, Tonight Acolyte doing their live at the Chapel live stream yesterday in about an hour or so. I think that kicks off, isn't it, Dave? It's not too far away.
Yeah, it's about 9 o'clock, I think, actually.
Yeah, okay, cool. So, yes, that's happening. So if you're not watching us at that time, tune into that, or otherwise leave us and go watch that and watch this on repeat later on, whatever makes you feel good about tonight. And Rawtism have jumped in to say, sup, homies. Thank you for in, and we'll be talking to Rawtism soon. And also on this Saturday night on Channel 31, we should be playing your new clip too. So just be aware of that. That's coming up. And Michael Gow has confirmed for us that it is 9 p.m. is the kickoff for the Acolyte show. That's going to be a cork, I reckon. They're playing the whole new album live and some other stuff too, I think. So that's going to be really, really cool.
Get on that. I'm sure it's not too late.
No, you can get into it now. There's still digital tickets available, so jump in. Now, I'm going to put a link in the comments because before the ladies go, we'll do our quick little hot topic moment, like we try and get everyone's opinion on this one. But this is more of a promotional thing than a hot topic per se. The link is in the comments now, and it's also in the description if you're looking for it. This is a link which is a petition at change.org to keep community television on the air. It's up to well over 7,000 signatures now. We're hopefully getting a lot more before the end of this month because as of June 30, once again, community television is getting the switch-off order, which we go through every year. At the present rate of things, Paul Fletcher, who is the communications minister, he announced last time around about 36 hours before deadline that they were going to do an extension. He announced it publicly, which is the first everyone got it confirmed. And this time around, he's not even taking any meetings. So there's your public representation at work.
He did say last year that doing one extension for 12 months, but that will be the last time. He did specify that last year.
So we're all being told we're getting off the air, but there's no actual use for the Spectrum until 2026 as it stands. So it's literally going to be replaced with static. And this is on the back of the government clearly supporting Foxtel, and the Sky News network have recently done a deal to get a whole bunch of regional television networks out in the country as well. So that's dangerous for us all. We don't want those people having more media. So we need to get community TV still on the air. So if you're watching this, or if you're whatever, tuning in later on, then hit that link, spread the word, share it around, try and get as many people as you can to sign that petition, because whilst they don't do a great deal, if there's enough of a groundswell of support, we have seen those things tabled in Parliament before. So hopefully we can do something in that regard this time around as well. It'd be nice to keep community TV on the air until at least the there's going to be a massive Spectrum reshuffle coming up in the next 12 to 18 months. And there is definitely enough room for community TV in that reshuffle. Keep it all on the air. Sally's jumped in and said what we all think. Fuck him. Oops, sorry, not yet. No, none of us are sorry about that. So, yeah.
He can't get off. Everyone else can get off. He can't get off. None for you.
So we do harp on this one a bit, I know, but it is important because we have only about 3 weeks left as this is all happening now. So try and get the word out there as much as you can. Does anyone have anything they want to add to this little spiel? It's not much of a thing. It's just a let's get the word out there kind of a moment.
It also doesn't cost the government any money to do.
That's it, yeah.
It's just literally just a flick of a switch.
Literally took the words out of my mouth.
It's not taxpayer funded. It's all done through sponsorships and small advert runs. There's actually restrictions on how much they can do in that regard. This is a community television network that's being asked to operate under more financial constraints than any commercial network because of the limits on what they can do advertising-wise too. So that's in there as well. So they're putting the boot into the smallest fish in the pond, basically. For what it's worth.
Exactly.
Terry's jumped in to say signed. Best of luck. Thank you very much for signing that. Please, everyone, like I'm saying, if you see it, hit the link, spread the word, give it a sign. Dave, got anything you want to add? I know we've been through this a few times and we keep, recycling, but we've got to keep doing it until stuff happens. It doesn't happen.
I think you covered it perfectly.
Yeah, I mean, it was this time last year that we're all sitting around the dining table having our big session, and this year it's like, oh, fuck, we can't even get together and do that like we did last year, and it's just so disheartening. I
mean, regardless of what happens, we'll keep on keeping on, but hopefully we can keep community television. No, you will never shut me up. But hopefully we can get some good news sooner rather than later when it comes to all that sort of stuff. But we'll keep promoting. We'll keep posting links. Please keep sharing the word, even if you're not. If you sign it, just keep spreading the word. Try and get as many people as you can to sign this thing, because it doesn't cost anyone anything at all.
Exactly.
And during lockdown, it's become more important than ever before. At the height of lockdown last year, they were getting 1 million viewers a week. So there you go. Take it out for what it's worth. Anyway, there we go. I think we're wrapping that section up. So I believe this is where we say goodbye to our lovely ladies, isn't it, for the night?
Yes.
Bye, boys. It was good to see you all. Have a wonderful night. And you can talk about wrestling now. I promise I won't zed on the couch now.
Oh, you will.
I may have posted something in the group chat.
Yeah.
I saw that. That was hilarious. It was great.
Enjoy the album reviews, boys. You all rock. Love you all.
Yeah.
See you soon. Love you, Joe.
Cheers, Nikki.
Talk to you soon, gorgeous.
Thank you.
Well.
Bye. Bye, guys.
Okay. Bye, baby. See you later on. See if you can settle Caesar down, or if he's going to come in. What's he going to do? I don't know what he's going to do.
Nala's lying in front of the heater.
Yeah.
Come on, you two. Let's go.
Yeah. Take him with you and then go on, Nala. The old girl struggling to get up. So Caesar's jumping and carrying on now. All right. Cool. Well, what do we got here? Aaron, thank you for jumping in. Aaron Coverdale just checked and signed it a while ago and shared. Beautiful. Thank you for sharing and spreading the word. Greatly appreciate it. And Sally is saying goodbye to the girls too. So I'm sure they'll catch that one a bit later on. All right. So I guess we're moving on to our first review, aren't we? So what I'll do is, I didn't do my usual thing here, but it's not too hard. I'm going to copy a link, which you should all go and check out in the description if you can't find it now in the comments. This is a lyric video I'm posting now, which is from a band called Boneyard. They sent us their album digitally, or they just sent us a link, sorry, I should say, and asked if we'd be interested in checking it out. So with most of these things, we tend to find some time to do it at some point. So this is Boneyard. Fate's Warning is the song you're looking for. If you can't find the link, that's what you're searching for. It is a lyric video, but it's a pretty cool one. So check it out. Let us know what you think in the description as we go. Now, let me copy these things quickly before we move on to it. So our first review for tonight is going to be Boneyard with the album Oathbreaker. 11 tracks, 51 minutes, the debut album from the Canadian band, released October 2020 independently. Produced by Cam McLeod at Wolfstand Studios in Edmonton. Produced by Mao Applebaum in Los Angeles. Sorry, mastered by. One single has been released in Fate's Warning, though they did just release a second one as well. This one took a little bit of time to complete, again, due to COVID, which is a common theme over the last 24 months, I guess it's going to be. COVID enforced a studio break and comes about after the band began as a covers group. Got to give a special thanks to drummer Jeff Cunningham for sending this through via the email for us as well. So, Dave, let's go to you first on this one.
Okay. It was really hard to describe this one. I couldn't really compare it to any other band. They're heavy metal, but they also have a bit of a rock vibe. Got an 80s vibe, but I wouldn't say they're an 80s band. And got a bit of a late 70s, early heavy metal influence as well, but it sounds too modern for that. So it's a unique beast all onto its own. Obviously, big music fans and being a covers band originally, that probably comes into it, but they haven't let any particular style influence their style, which I think is cool. Great use of musical sections in their songs. There's some extended little guitar riff sections that go into the melodies, and I got a bit of a And Justice for All when Metallica were extending what they were doing. Kind of that vibe. Not the same, not thrashy or anything, but just that idea of drawing out some stuff. Nice solos and melodic lines and riffs, good melodies, and interesting, honest storytelling. The lyrics, I like the singer. She's got a really good voice. It's unique, and she gets the point across. It was a bit of a grower. First few spins took a bit to get into it because it was so unusual. But then I kept coming back to it because songs kept getting stuck in my head. Choruses are quite catchy and quite a lot. So it's like, I'll go back to that one. I think that was that one. It's a debut album, so interested to see what comes next from this band. I gave it a 7.5 out of 10. Fate's Warning, Evil Ways, and Rat Race were my standouts.
Okay, cool. How about you, Tim?
Yeah, I actually really like this. Like Dave, it's hard to pinpoint. The way that I kind of described it was almost like sort of late 70s British heavy metal, but with more of a classic rock influence, like a little bit more Deep Purple-ish than that. But what I liked about this too was the way all the songs were structured. Everything was very well thought out. Where they put the halftime bits and the double time bits, where they chose to, the way they built the songs based around, taking certain parts away to accent other parts and then adding them in to build the songs up, and it all worked very well. And it's actually a really rewarding listen when you listen to it. It rewards you for paying attention.
Yeah, definitely.
And which is a really great thing as a listener. And it way everything ties up together really nicely. It's very well written songs, start to finish. I thought as an album, everything flowed really nicely. But the standout for me were the vocals, which is what she managed to do was she managed to sing everything with a lot of range, but she did it without over singing as well.
Yeah, definitely.
And everything was done really, and that was a really nice tightrope to walk, and it was done fantastically well. This is a fantastic listen if you're into that kind of old school heavy metal thing. Anything from, I don't know, like I said, anything from Deep Purple to Iron Maiden, you'll probably find something around here that you'll like. Evil Ways is my highlight, and 8 out of 10.
Beautiful. Cool. Well, as has been covered off here, this is one of those ones that is that blend of hard rock and heavy metal. It does it really nicely. The 80s vibe I got from this as well. But again, like Dave and Tim have said, this is not a rehash of anything. They're doing their own thing. They're doing it very, very well. Pam Terra is the name of the singer, her real name is Pamela Cunningham. She's the focus point of this one completely. So in the mix and in performance and the writing and stuff, they've made her the focus. And that is more than fitting because she does do a great job with these songs This is all that riffs and melody. There's some very nice lead work in this too, though. Some subtle layering in the guitar work was a nice touch on this too. The song Gone uses it well to add another melodic impact on this album. They did a lot of more subtle things on this album than you might expect when you're talking about it. A band that's riding the edge between hard rock and heavy metal. A lot more subtlety in this. Things like Evil Ways, that has a real subtle synth touch to it. It feels like that 80s thing. That's where that all sort of ties into it. And the whole album does throw back to that 80s vibe a bit more than you think. But again, it's not overpowering at all either. It's still very modern, very fresh. It does sound very fresh, which is very cool. And I liked how they opened things up with the songs at the right times to not make it a tired listen. They let the bass runs take the lead on songs like Rat Race, which is pretty cool. Thought the production was nice and solid overall. No tricks, just catch it well and layer it in nicely, which is really cool. It's all very well typed, very well rounded. The focus on the vocals and the guitar doesn't take away from the rhythm section, though. They were very, very cool on this, and it shows you overall just how balanced it is in all aspects, between production, writing, performances, and the balance across the board. This was really well done. I thought the performances were good too, but I think there was maybe a little bit of trimming or honing to do just here and there. Nothing bad, but some songs for me lent a bit too heavily into the overall vibe as opposed to being really solid songs, if that makes sense. They just lent into this is what we're going for and work in that context, but as an overall album, they kind of padded it out a little bit too much, but nothing is bad about it. Like songs like Monster and Born Again, they're a bit of a flat spot on the album for me overall. Tune Attack was the lyrics on that one kind of got me. I'm not really buying into it as much, but overall, none of those things are bad. They don't take away from the listen. They just make you go, okay. It's what's been said before by other people and also by us denies it. This is a good start for this band, and I look forward to what they're doing next because once they get the second album under the belt, I reckon they're going to be really flying high. The title track, though, on this one is a real highlight for me. It's a really good standout track, and that makes the price of entry worth it, that song alone. So it is worth checking out. If you like your rock and metal, this is going to be something you're going to enjoy no matter what. So 7.5 out of 10 from me. Oathbreaker, Fate's Warning, and Hope were my real standouts on this one. Jumping back to the comments, Terry jumped in. Thank you on Facebook to say, hey, guys, just shared the petition we were talking about before as well while I get my words all worked out. And Adam Long did the same thing, so thank you for jumping in on Facebook, leaving the comments, and thank you all for sharing it and doing all those things. With any of the bands we're talking about tonight, give us your thoughts if you've checked them out or you know anything about them, because I've got a couple of bands coming up that people will no doubt know much more what do we put here? Much more household names as the next two albums coming up. So if you've got any thoughts, anything you want to share about their new albums or those bands, your experience with them in general, make sure you get in the comments and let us know. Vicky Rouse has jumped in to say Fate's Roaring Wool. Cool. That's awesome. Glad you are on top of that. Make sure you keep spreading the word about a band that you like as well. But moving on to the next one, we're going to go to Red Fang next, which I'm tipping is a favorite for Tim, but we'll get to that in a moment. In the comments, we're going to share the song for Red Fang, and the song is Arrow. So make sure you hit the link, check it out, do all those usual things. So hit that, and if you can't find it in the comments, just hit it in the description at the top there. And yeah, we're going to get stuck into the next review, and I don't fuck my settings up here. Okay, so this is Red Fang with Arrows. 13 tracks for 43 minutes. The fifth studio album from the American band, released June 2021 via Relapse Records. Produced by Chris Funk at Halfling Studios in Portland. 3 singles have so far been released, including Funeral Coach and the title track. This is the band's first years, and the band have said they thought about, this is tongue-in-cheek, I'm pretty sure, but they said they thought about releasing this without solos or vocals and making those aspects tier purchases. I'm pretty sure that's a bit of a tongue-in-cheek approach from this band. Normally, I would go to Tim to keep the order going because I got a feeling about how this is going to go. We're going to go to Dave first on this one. So
Stoner Rock, yeah?
Yeah.
I have not ventured much into this world at all, so I'm not too familiar with what's good stoner rock or what's bad stoner rock or what it's all about. It's certainly a different take on the whole riff-driven rock. Many times the songs seem very close to just kind of falling apart, but they did manage to keep them together, which I thought was kind of a cool art. And if that's kind of the idea behind stoner rock, then that's they nailed it pretty well. Because there are parts where it just seems like they're just making it up on the spot, but on repeat listens, you can hear there's actually a structure to this, and a lot of what has gone into it. Certainly a lot of energy in the songs. It's bare basics, plug and play rock and roll. Like I said, it's not sloppy. Everything's planned out and everything has its place in the composition. The riffs are hypnotic and they're actually quite interesting. There's no solos, but there's lots of extra melody underneath it to add extra texture.
You got to pay extra for the solos.
Yeah. Maybe they improvise when they're live. I don't know. There's a couple of songs where there's like a killer riff that comes halfway through and it's just like, fuck, that is cool. But then you go back and it's just like, well, I know that's coming. And because I know it goes up such a high level, the start was disappointing. So it's kind of I could take that. I can make one awesome song. But that's just a question of taste. I mean, if people like that, that's cool. But I did enjoy listening to this. It's not something I would usually listen to. It's worlds apart from Dream Theater. But I did enjoy this. Maybe a bit of a gateway band for me. I might be a bit more open to checking out a few stoner rock bands in the future. But yeah, this was actually pretty cool. I gave it 7 out of 10. Standouts were Inter Rod and Mod, whatever the fuck that song is, and Days Collide. Though I must admit, I was drunk when I wrote this review. So I could listen back to it. It could be completely different. But we'll see.
You know what, Dave? Check out the earlier albums. You might actually like it.
Okay. I'll give it a go.
If that's what you liked about this album, you'll probably really dig the earlier albums.
Okay.
Cool. Yeah.
Well, Tim, I know you're a big fan of this band. Their name got mentioned a fair bit during the Mastodon special that we did a little while ago.
Look. This band is if you don't know Red Fang, they very much do the some of the catchiest dirty riffs around.
Yeah. And
with a drummer that sits really far behind the beat, you think it's going to fall apart, but then it just doesn't, which is the kind of drumming that I really like. And if you do know this band, I mean, the one thing that's really different about this album to the rest of their albums is they have taken a more of a psychedelic rock approach. They've ventured more into that psychedelic rock thing. So you do have a little bit more slower instrumental parts in here. And it's also meant the production has taken more of a lo-fi quality.
That's putting it nicely.
Look. If there's a great saying, which is, audiophiles don't listen to music. They use your music to listen to their equipment. If that sounds like you, then this album is not for you. If you have no problem with lo-fi recordings, then you should dive right into this one. Because, even though this is a change for this band, I can actually see it. I do think it worked for them. Because again, this is I think their 5th album now, and this is the most lo-fi sounding of the lot, which is strange for your 5th album. But again, for that psychedelic rock turn, which I mean is probably COVID inspired as things are these days. We're all sitting at home with not much else to do. Yeah, that tends to lead into psychedelic rock, and I thought it worked for them. I think this band. Has grown nicely and produced, again, more catchy riffs with great grooves and some nice hooks in there. Arrows is my highlight and give it 8.5 out of 10.
Cool.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna play bad guy on this one. This is fuck all for me.
I defended it. Fuck me.
It's big on atmosphere, big on fuzzy tones. This drone fucking lot. It's got this droney thing with this growly vocal, and taste is really going to dictate what you take away from this. And this is what I don't like about stoner rock music is this stuff here. The mix is fucking painful. I know they've gone for a lo-fi approach, but there were some deliberately harsh frequencies in there, and the push and pull on this when they push things like the drums or the vocals back and forth, it seems to be designed to annoy versus make it enjoyable. The funny thing is, right, that with all those things said, what was the hook for Dave, I kind of get, because they've got this really interesting thing where they have this pulse. These songs and this album has a pulse, which is what is seductive and drag queen. That aspect of what they do is pretty cool. So there's some stuff in there which is like, fuck, that's pretty cool. Some cool riff moments, some nice melody moments in there too when they were allowed to come through. I just thought that like it was almost like the world's worst tease, because that was really, really cool, but then just nothing to offset the other shit around it either, which was just fucking painful. Interrupt Mod, which I was surprised, Dave, that was a favourite for you. That served no purpose on this record for me whatsoever. Rabbits in Hives is fucking painful. Even their Bandcamp colour scheme is shit. So that was bad too, going through the info for that. The thing is, against that, like I'm being harsh, but at the same time, they've got some really cool things in there too. Like they've got, which for me says that yes, it's a tasting more than anything else, because there are parts of this that are like, okay, I feel like I'm on the outside of the joke. I'm not in on it all. It's one of those things where you're not part of the location joke or whatever it is. You're not in the gang or in the gag.
Your opinion on this album is going to depend entirely on your opinion on how important clean production is.
Yeah, and for me, that's a big deal, unfortunately, which is probably where probably why I've struggled with this one so much. But they've got things like there's a string section mixed into Fonzie's scheme, which shows there's a lot more to this than meets the eye as well. There's a lot, I did listen to this deeply and properly. There's an acoustic guitar moment on the song Why, which is another one of those things where you sit there and go, okay, Why could be, one way for me to describe the album. However, it is a very cool little moment on the album, because it was a good, like, when they wanted to, they could do this really cool thing, some nice layering, some subtlety there, but they just fucking blitzed it sonically. There was little to no separation between the bass and the guitar itself. This just felt long. Didn't do a lot for me. If you're going to listen to this sort of stuff, I'd rather go to Dr. Colossus or Vessel, some local bands of ours. Any day of the week, I'd pick those two bands over this in a heartbeat.
We get different types of bands to me.
They are, but like putting them in the same category as each other is probably not quite the fair categorization. But for me, not being a big connoisseur of this style of music, I'd say, look, this is definitely more lo-fi than their other releases, but I'd put this band, compare it to Clutch or Uncle Acid and the Deadbeats. Wow, Clutch? You give this a comparison to Clutch?
I don't think Clutch comparison.
Yeah.
Listen to this is more psychedelic than that. But again, their previous album's very Clutch.
All right, I'll go back and remind me to go back and check out the previous album to see if it is just a tasting on the sonics of this one. I'm curious definitely to go and check out the last album then.
Oh, don't get me wrong, it's lo-fi too, but it's less lo-fi.
Okay. Well, we'll see what happens with all that then. Look, I don't know. They have a fan base, and well done to them. It just didn't do a lot for me. I'm glad that...
The greatest live bands too, actually.
I know you love them, and this is where it's funny for me, because I was curious where Dave would go with it. You picked it in a little chat earlier on. Interesting opinions on this one. This is where I knew I was going to go. Nah, this isn't for me.
It's funny because I was like halfway through Arrows, because Arrows has this great chorus.
Yeah, right? It does.
And I could just picture your face listening to it. You're like, there's a song there, but where is it?
Yeah, that's basically what it is. That sums it up for me. There are songs in here, but I don't know where they are. It feels like I'm walking through a fog, finding a fucking needle.
That's the vibe. That's what it's supposed to be. You're walking through a foggy smoke. Wink, wink, psychedelic.
I'm full of foggy smoke before I go and listen to it. That's probably about the only way I'm going to really get what's going on here.
I think Lisa Simpson sums it up best. You have to listen to the notes they're not playing.
No. Yeah. I would if I could hear that either. But anyway, for me, not a fan. I'm glad they've got a fan base, and I'm probably going to get some hate for this one tonight, but oh well, it is what it is. For me, I gave it 3 out of 10. If I had to pick standouts, I'm going to go with Too High, which is probably what you need to listen to this. Why and Anodyne were my quote-unquote standouts for this one here. We got some comments coming through here. So Vicky's jumped in. He jumped in early on this one saying, listen to Red Fang, I dig it, spot on review, guys, probably before I got to my thing there. You just jumped in and gone, love the sloppy guitar bass tones of these guys, like a lazy Sonic bar. There's some good ones there.
That's a good description.
Darren Humphreys, elements of Black Sabbath would be classified as Sony. Yes, they would have been. Absolutely, they would have been. And so that I can dig Black Sabbath in a heartbeat, but this one, not so much. Vicky jumped in, love the honesty. Hey, you're always going to get that from us. That's about the only thing you're guaranteed to get is our honest opinion of things. But also Darren's going, it's called Stoned. You have to be stoned to understand it. That's probably where I'm leaning to at this point in time. So there we go. But for what it's I don't think drunk could do it. I'd be in a completely different mindset if I was drunk versus stoned.
I better listen to this sober. Next live stream, I'll give the sober review.
Okay, I want to see that one. That'll be interesting. So that'll be cool. I am putting another link. We're going to move on. I'm going to put another link into the comments now. Like I said, with everything, make sure you give us your thoughts and your opinions as we go along on these ones, whether you're live now or later on. It's always welcome, no matter whether you're watching or listening to it, whenever you are. The next one up is Flotsam and Jetsam. The video I've put in is the one for Brace for Impact. It's been recently released. If you can't find it in the comments, check it out in the description or just hit the Google button. You know what to do with Flotsam and Jetsam. Brace for Impact is the song we're using here as a reference point to do the next review. So coming up now is Flotsam and Jetsam with Blood in the Water. 12 tracks, 54 minutes, the 14th studio album of the American band, released June 2021 via AFM Records. I believe, I'm not 100% sure, but I think it was produced by Jakob Hansen. 3 tracks have been released, including Burn the Sky and the title track. It's the band's first album with Billy Bodley on bass, who replaced Michael Spencer in very late November, I think it was, that he replaced him there. And Tim, we are going to go to you first on this one. So how'd you go with Flotsam and Jetsam?
All right, straight up, this is a top 10 contender, I think.
Nice.
Wow.
Yeah, this is a fantastic album. I mean, very, one of the things with classic metal, classic hard, old metal released in 2021 is there's a fine line between sounding like a tired rehash album and a new and a fresh take on things. And this is very much a fresh take on things for mine. I thought the production was outstanding. Really jumped off the speakers.
It's a different mix that serves it well.
Yeah, this thing it's a solid ass kicking for 50 odd minutes.
Yeah,
which is what I look for in a heavy metal album. I don't want ballads. I want double time bass drums and guitar solos, and that's what I got. Plenty of that on this.
Yeah.
Vocals were fucking fantastic. They were screaming off the speakers as well, and the songwriting was outstanding. And I mean, unfortunately, most people would know Flotsam and Jetsam for an ex-member, which is And I mean, I'm guilty of that too. It's fair to say I've not listened to Flotsam and Jetsam outside of doing stuff for this show, and that's got to change by the sounds of things. Because this is a stunning album. I reckon everybody's got to listen to this. It's fantastic. 9 out of 10 for me. Brace for Impact and 7 Seconds to the End of the World are my highlights.
Cool. You said it was a 9 out of 10 for you, yeah?
Yeah.
Cool. Nice. All right, Dave, how'd you go with this one?
Yeah, I'm guilty of the same thing. I've only known Flotsam and Jetsam by name because Jason Newsted used to be in there. So but I've known this band name for ages, and I've never heard anything from them. And I don't know why, because they're well worth checking out. I can't compare this to any of the other previous albums that they've released, but fuck me, this is a good album. It's
last
not breaking.
The last album was
last one. Okay,
Yeah,
I'll backtrack. Let's start backwards and work that way down. But they're not breaking any new ground or experimenting outside the genre, but everything just sounds fresh and inspired. It's obviously they're focused on what they're doing, and they certainly can play and they enjoy what they're doing. If you like the shredding lead work that you get from thrash metal, then you're gonna fucking love the solos on this one. There was some very cool shit right through it. The singer's got a damn good voice. He sounds a little bit like Bruce Dickinson, but a bit harsher. He doesn't fall into that modern.
Like Toddler Tour's solo album this year reminded me more of that.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but within that style, just a little bit harsher, but not the growling that you get from modern thrash. So it just sticks to it. But yeah, this is very cool. Interesting, thought-provoking lyrics. I mean, it's not all the maiming, pillaging, and plundering, but there's some actual meat when you get down into it. There is a slower. I know Tim C doesn't like the ballads, but there's kind of a slower-ish song about 6 songs in that just gives you a bit of a breath of the fresh air. But the tempo changes in that are pretty cool and just builds the drama of the story. Wish I wrote the damn song title down.
It's either
The
the Walls or Cry for the Dead, I reckon. The Walls or Cry for the
Yeah.
Dead. That'd be it. Yeah. Lyrics are very interesting on that one. Damn killer solo, and the guy just fucking shreds his nuts off on that. It reminded me a little bit of Return to Serenity when Testament did a different
Okay. Yep.
style. Yeah, not a rehash of that song, but just a different mood like that. Drums are impressive throughout. Great use of the double bass. I'm sure Tim noticed all that stuff.
Yes.
The song "The Wicked Hour." There's this metallic clang that they incorporated into the drums. I think it's just a production trick, but I've heard it a few times before in recent albums. But it's done really well. It just gives that extra punch, which I think is cool. I don't. This year I haven't pointed out any artwork in the review, but the artwork to this album is fucking cool.
You won't like the last one. The last album artwork was pretty ordinary.
That's
That wasn't good.
Standouts
I didn't
changed
mind
a
it.
bit to listen, but I guess 8.5 out of 10. And standouts were The Walls, Cry for the Dead, and Grey Dragon.
Yep. Cool. It's not a top 10 contender for me right now, but it's one of those ones where you can see at the end of the year, you'll go back to it and go, hang on, this is fucking good. Because it's one of those ones that stays with you. It's gripping. And for the 50-odd minutes of this thing, it does not fucking let you go either. It hits you at the start and pounds you until the end, all the way through. I mentioned the mix before. I think the mix is cool in this one. It's a bit more overall clicky, the sound of this one. It's got this edge to it, and it's still warm enough. Like the warmth in the guitar tones, the mids on the drums, that sort of stuff. It's still plenty warm, but there's this clicky quality to it, which makes this one really leap out of the speakers in comparison to what a lot of the other stuff you listen to at the moment is. Gives it a real throwback vibe without being the whole throwback production method. So they've done it really, really well. The vocals are back a bit, but because of the tone, they cut through nicely. This whole thing is just an intense listen. I love the way this comes out of the speakers at you. I like the even though this is a punishing kind of, listen for the duration, it's not tiring at all. The tempo changes are fantastic. They've done it in just the right way. The order of the tracks is well thought out. The composition within the songs is good too. So you get enough room to breathe, but it's literally just that quick breath before you dive back in again and off you go. If you like thrash with melody, this is for you. I love the intensity of it. The double kick, the pounding riffs is what it's all about, along with the wailing vocals. But the lyrics, like Dave said, fantastic on this too. They really fit the feel of this and match the intensity of the songs as well. And in the composition and all this sort of stuff, they've got these sustained notes throughout it, and they allow space for those tempo shifts to really shine on this one too. And for all I've talked about, how much this thing sort of leaps off the speakers, there's a bit of subtlety in there too. Some really nice things, polish. It's punchy, but it's polished at the same time. Some layering in the vocals and the guitar parts really shine on that regard for me. I think that if you like your album energetic, this is just going to pump you up because it doesn't take long. By the third song in, you fucking wanting to jump through walls. That's how I felt listening to this one. By the third song, I'm going, fuck it. Yep. Okay, cool. This is jump through the walls kind of stuff I wanted to go. It just gets you going. If you're having a flat day, stick this on. It'll get you going in no time. I reckon it's fantastic. Some good hooks on this. These songs are catchier than you think when you think about, melodic thrash. There is some stuff in this, between the lyrics and the melodies involved, and the riffs as well, for that matter. There's some stuff that's going to really get in your head, and that's why I said at the start that this would be one of those ones where it might not be now, but by the end of the year, if it's not going to be in the top 10, it might be an honorable mention kind of thing because it's going to be up there. It's not forgettable at all. It's going to be one of those ones that's going to stay with you for the duration. I like the lead work, tasty solos on this as well. This one flew by for me in comparison to other releases tonight. But if you like it a bit faster but still melodic, this is one for you. You have to check it out. It's not pulling any punches at all. This is really cool. They're not reinventing anything, but they're doing a very fucking good job of it. I think, like I said before, the way this stands out, though, is because of the mix. It just leaps out, and that is really refreshing. This is up there. If you like the Accept album from earlier this year, you're going to love this one too. The Accept one is a little bit more mature, or I guess...
The Accept one's a little better.
Yeah, it is a bit better, and it's confronting the Reaper a bit more. They go a bit slower because they know that the end days are coming. This album feels like this band is still going, fuck it, they're going down the highway full bore, not slowing down at all. Yeah, that it's kind of a different phases of the existence kind of a thing, but they're both really good albums. Except pips this one a bit, but this is pretty fucking good. So for me, 8.5 out of 10. Cry for the Dead, The Walls, and Great Dragon as well were my standouts on this one. This is very, very cool. Check it out. We're getting some nice comments on this one too. Adam said before, mention the band name again. The Stoners probably forgot already. So that band we're talking about there is Red Fang. That's your jam if you're talking about that sort of stuff here. But on this album now, Rawtism have jumped in to say that Flotsam and Jetsam track is insane. Yes, it's very cool. Nat Machida has gone definitely a top 10 contender. Thanks for dropping a comment here. Tim Caterson, this album is easily a top 10 contender for sure. So it's not just us that really enjoy this one. And Tim, thank you for the very nice message as well. Lee McDonald, weekend listener to this gem, thrash at its finest. Yes, definitely. And Rawtism have gone back into check out Hammerhead by Flotsam and Jetsam if you want a proper introduction for the band. So there you go. There's a bit of an introduction for us as well. Nat Machida like the Walls too, which is cool. That's one of my standouts on that one. That's a great track. And Darren Humphreys has put here that has the same feel as Judas Priest Firepower. Now, I did get a little bit of that in this one too.
That was a comparison that Andrew and I made to the Accept album as well. It's very much an older band putting their claim down and saying, hang on, we can still do this, and here's how it's done. And
it's cool, isn't it? I love seeing that. I really do. I know a lot of people, say, the old guard should get out of the way. But the old guard are allowed to fight the spot.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. There's a difference between an older band rehashing old stuff and an older band putting out something fresh and original. This is something fresh and original.
Yep. So I think
this has got there's plenty of meat on this bone.
Yeah, there's a lot to get into. There's a lot to enjoy about this one. So yeah, if you like your thrash, this is an album that you're going to enjoy this year. I think it's going to be, like I said, it'll stay with me for a while to come. That's probably going to. I've got a little playlist which is my 2021 standouts. It's probably going to go on that playlist.
I'll
go back to. You were going to say something?
It was one of those for me, like listening to it and got a few songs in. I was like, hang on a minute, let's start again from the start and actually pay attention to this one because this has got something.
Yeah,
it's
funny like that.
Yeah, this is this was a cracker.
Yeah, very cool. But yeah, that actually brings us to the end of the reviews for this one. We're going to try smooth things out a little bit, and you'll see how we're going to fall into a rhythm pretty soon. So stick in, keep watching us. We're going to fall into a rhythm on these ones pretty quickly. With what I've talked about with you behind the scenes, it seems to be a pretty good formula we've settled on. So it'll be a it'll be a nice little routine we'll have going. Sally's jumped in to say, "Yep, gimme, I'm flat, need a morning metal boost. Put this one on first thing in the morning, Sally. Stick this one. 3 tracks in, you're going to be fucking well and truly awake and wanting to fucking know that you want to fight. It's great. If you've got some repressed anger issues, albums like this are fantastic. But yeah, but we'll do a little bit of a wrap up now on things. So our streams weekly are Sundays, Tuesdays, on Thursday. So our next stream on Tuesday, we've booked in Tom, who's in Envenom, but also is the one that represents me on United Down Under here as well. So maybe hopefully talking to him about a lot in case. I mean, the whole event's going to go well across the rest of the country. We're not sure about Melbourne yet, but hopefully we'll talk to him on Tuesday and get more information about that sort of stuff. If not, we do have a plan B for all those things if nothing quite pans out. Thursday, we're going to be doing a deep cut session where we're going to talk about the latest from Paul Gilbert, Rhapsody of Fire and Rise Against. So another diverse little listening section there for everyone to get into. And next Sunday, we'll do another episode like this, but you have to wait and see what's coming up with that one. So again, follow us on all of our social media details for that. I'm going to put a couple of playlist links into the comments now. If you want to check out what we're listening to at any given day, this is the one you want to check out. We got a current listing playlist, and we have our playlist as well. Now, for those that are interested, our next special episode, because we did the grunge one just this past Saturday night on Channel 3, I'll be releasing the online cut hopefully this week. That was fun, wasn't it, Dave and Tim? That we did that one together here in the studio.
That was fun.
That was actually pretty cool. But that was our last one. Our new one is Metal Church. That'll be coming up toward the end of June. So we've got some playlists there to go and check out. You can check us out on TV for now. Saturday nights, 10:30 p.m. on Channel 31 in Melbourne and Geelong. And Thursday nights, 10:30 p.m. on Channel 44 in Adelaide. That's how you can check us out on TV. You get more music in those episodes because we can broadcast that. You can't do it in the online world that we have here. Our details are in the description of this one, so go find those links. Give us a follow on your preferred social media platform. Like, subscribe, comment, all the usual things. Share this stuff and help us get the word out there, because in case TV does get the switch off order, this is going to be our main thing. So keep spreading the word. Help us share these things around when you tune into these ones too. We have a Patreon page. If you want to check that out, I'll be revamping it very shortly. We have a PayPal link there too if you want to help us out. But while we're talking about that sort of stuff, a big thank you to our fantastic sponsors, Squidding Screen Printing, Alt Cult, and Rockstar Finance. Thank you so much for your support. Their details are in the description. Please find them, give them a follow, show them some love for the support they give us here at the show. And while I'm doing this sort of stuff, I want to put a quick call out, right? Because if you're here at the end, this is the part that, hopefully we get this one going along. So we're going to put the word out here. If you want your clips played on the show, let us know. If you want your gigs or your releases promoted in our little gig guide section on the Sundays, let us know via comments, inbox, email. It might take me some time to get around to it, but I do tend to see things. If I don't reply immediately, I tend to see it. So if you've got gigs you want to promote, videos you want us to play on TV, or releases you want to talk about, then let us know. We're always open to taking some more stuff in that regard. So we got here we go. Lee McDonald, the Grunge special was awesome, really interesting. Never mind reviews. That was a pretty cool one there. That was diverse.
Yeah.
I know it was a longer review on the TV format of things, but I wanted to put that one in because it is the one that everyone talks about. We had some pretty different opinions there too, so it was good to get that one. And Sally said it was great, Dave, on Nirvana and Soundgarden. So there we go. Dave's begrudging respect that both of those artists were there.
Yeah.
So
I only did one album in the whole thing.
Yeah.
Could have done worse.
Well, yeah. And there's more in there that didn't make the TV cut. Obviously, we can't put all 12 reviews. I was surprised I got 6 into the TV cut, actually. But yeah, that was pretty cool. So more on that will be coming online very, very soon. So there's a lot more to see out of that. We only got about half of it out to you so far. That'll be coming as soon as I can possibly do it. Hopefully, it'll be a little bit later this week. But for now, it's time for our, as usual, favorite part of the week, which is time for the bin. The bin. So let's go to you first, Tim, because you made the wait for a couple of reviews. So you go first on the bin. What do you got for us tonight?
Look, we've all tried to be less depressing on the bin, but I can't help it this week. And that is, I need to put this lockdown in the bin.
Mm-hmm.
Last lockdown, I was fine. I could get over it because it's the best we had, and we did what we had to do. This lockdown was completely and entirely unavoidable.
Yeah.
This lockdown was entirely caused by a shoddy lack of a federal quarantine system and proper funding, and a lack of a vaccine rollout. That's the only reason we're in lockdown now.
Mm-hmm.
So, that can get in the bin.
Completely agree. I think that's what makes this one harder, because we know we didn't have to do this one if things had been
exactly. Like, the last time around, we didn't really have much of a choice. It's all, wait till we get a vaccine, it's the light at the end of the tunnel, blah, 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 blah. Now it's like the light is right fucking there, but there's like it's a barrier there.
Yep.
And it's frustrating.
Yeah, I think that's probably hit the nail on the head why this one's a bit tougher. Also, the bit of a PTSD effect from last time around too. Considering this could have been avoided, the PTSD from last time is exacerbated. If that makes sense. Yeah.
And there's, let's face it, there's the lack of financial support from the federal government this time around is making it much harder as well. It's much easier to put up with it when you're getting JobKeeper.
Yeah, it is. That makes a big difference, doesn't it? Yep.
Really does.
Okay. I completely agree with you, Tim, for what it's worth. Completely agree with you. What about you, Dave?
I got 2. I got a lot I could bitch about, but I got one serious one and I got one fun one. Serious one first, I'm going to follow on for what Tim has brought up. The fucking vaccine rollout is an absolute joke. I have tried quite a few times to go. Apparently, you can book online. The fucking website took me in literally a circle. Just goes around and around with the fucking links that you're supposed to follow. Calling up is an absolute joke. I've rocked up at the places a couple of times. I need to be turned away so I can come back another time. But it should be so much easier to get this shit done. Mm-hmm. But I'll keep trying because I want to get vaccinated. Because just do
that's the right
part.
thing to do. And I'll be doing the same thing.
Yeah.
I've been able to get through. I've got to book this thing because I'm so flat out. But I've been able to get through on the phone line yet. But I will definitely be going to get it done as soon as I possibly can.
Yeah. And the fun one, tiny cars. These little fucking cars. The reason I bring this up is when you're in a supermarket or a shopping center, you're looking for a car park, you see up in the distance, there's one. You get a bit closer to this little fucking bitch car. Like, goddamn, get a grown-up car. You got to keep going or back up and find another place. But yeah, these tiny little fucking cars parked in between grown-up cars. It's just really sad. So tiny cars.
Hey, that's me and my little Hyundai hatchback, man.
What's worse with those little cars is when you see people that can't park those fuckers. If you can't park those, you've got no hope.
Yep.
So there we go. Is that you taken care of, Dave?
Yeah, there's plenty I could bitch about, but yeah, I'll just leave it with two.
All right. I've got a couple, one serious, one fun. I'll go with the serious one first and fast. The hostile press conferences and the bullshit media headlines. They don't help us at all. Let's just get the information out so we can know what's going on and be done with it. The anger at the press conferences is not required. And I don't need, no matter how much I love them, football players and would-be media stars talking about what's best for us all. I'd rather just listen and get the input from the people that know what they're talking about as opposed to those that just are angry for no fucking reason. We just focus on the science and get shit sorted out. That'd be nice. Thank you very much. My fun one though is I'm surprised Dave didn't go with this one. I had two there just in case Dave took this one. Shit band name. Shit band. There is a release in the pool this week, and people will think what they want about this one. But there is a band called The Fucking Whatever. Their album is called The Fucking Whatever, and they've released it on a label called Born Loser. I'm not sure. I can't find the fucking album anywhere, so in there, I haven't even heard of it. Fuck, that's just not going to make it easy for me at all. So I was curious, but then I wasn't curious anymore. That moment came and went right quick for me. So yeah, rethink those things just a little bit. Got some comments here, which is cool. Sally's jumped in to say, in the bin with the freezing mornings, lost half an hour in the cold, just froze off. Yeah, it's been fucking cold lately. Brenda's jumped in and said he got through in 10 minutes this morning. Okay, well, lucky you, you're doing better than us. Wow. Okay, I'll have to keep trying at different times. Sally, yep, the vaccine is frustrating as hell, and also the reason why they bought the car. Fucking can't drive. With the little cars as well. And Rawtism jumped in to say, couldn't agree more. Screw the media. Yes, they're not helping us at all. But yeah, that's the fun stuff done for tonight. It's been an absolute blast as always. We actually managed to cram this one pretty quickly, believe it or not. So we did pretty well there tonight. But hopefully you've all enjoyed this one out there. Make sure you share it around. Like I said, we're going to be focusing on this a fair bit coming up. So help us by sharing this stuff and whenever you see any of our video content, any shares is the best way to help us out to get the word out there. Anything to do in that regard is going to be greatly appreciated. But is there anything else that anyone wants to add before we sign off for the night? Or are we done?
I think I'm done.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. Well, we'll leave it there. Thank you all for another fun session, both you two for joining me tonight on this one, and for those of you out there in the audience and in the comments as well. It's been great to have some people tuning in, particularly via Facebook and YouTube tonight. So greatly, greatly appreciated. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Until then, I'm Andrew.
I'm Dave.
Had an hour to get this one right. We've got Tim to the side of me. We had Dave to the bottom of the screen. That's who we've got joining us tonight, in case you missed it because I spoke over each other. But thank you all so much for tuning in. We'll see you all again very, very soon. Let's see how this goes. Until next time.
Rock up.
Take on.
Yeah.
Trainwreck live streams. Awesome. Okay, that's the official shit done. Let's say goodbye to the platform. So bye-bye for now, Twitter. We'll see you all again very, very soon. And that is going to be followed up by those joining us on YouTube. We'll see you all again soon. Thanks for tuning in, especially Rawtism for the